Mr. Rokita.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Ms. Burwell, thank you for coming before us today. I really appreciate it. I want to start out picking up on something Mr. Flores said, the fellow that sat next to me. When he said that his letter containing questions that he wrote last year, or maybe he said them verbally from the microphone during his 5-minute time, weren't answered by your organization. Now, I know you're new at the organization, but you seem like a very nice person. We don't know each other. Very obviously competent, seemingly. Can I get a commitment that you're going to go back and look for Mr. Flores' questions and get these answered, and then answer his new ones? Okay, you got it there. Thank you very much. I know I used to run.
Right below Death Master.
The record reflects she's putting up a paper with notes that probably have a question or two for her staff on it. I used to run an agency, and I know there's good people there, and I'm sure there's concern or even embarrassment that had to be said. Would you agree?
I'm sure you know, responsiveness in the relationship with Congress is something that I emphasized in my confirmation hearings, and I hope members of this committee will feel now that I'm at the point of engaging here, and I hope the chairman and his ranking member have felt that through the year.
Yep.
I believe it's important to work up and down the avenue.
I appreciate you saying that. You mentioned earlier, going to your testimony now, that you believe the budget is quote-unquote responsible, and it takes the country down the right path. One thing you didn't discuss, though, I get in enough detail for me, is the growth of the national debt. I know you had some questions surrounding that, and particularly in the interest costs that would occur under your proposal. Your proposal has gross debt in 2024 increasing to $24.9 trillion and net interest increasing to $886 billion. At this level, more money, in my estimation, would be spent per year on interest than on defense, or on discretionary programs for that matter, totally. Do you think that continuing to grow our national debt to a point where we are spending more money on interest than on either defense or on other discretionary programs is a responsible use?
A couple of things. One, agree, interest payments are not where we want to spend and invest our country. Two, I would say that I would probably focus on public debt versus gross debt, but the point still holds with regard to the interest payment and the question of that. I would also reflect on the points that have been made by a couple of your colleagues that the hole we're in is large and has been dug over an extended period of time.
And do you think
and so the speed with which we get out.
Alone? Do you think revenue alone can solve that hole?
I do not believe it is alone. And when you look at the budget and you look at table S3 in terms of our budget, what you see is the additional deficit reduction that occurs when you get up to that 5.3, that the ratio is 2 to 1 in terms of spending versus revenue. So no, we do not believe that revenue is the answer. We believe that it is, you need all pieces to participate for you to have an answer.
Thank you very much. You also talked about Americans, I think the phrase was, don't care about debt and care more about jobs and the economy. Do you stand by that? The people I talk to, where I come from, and I know the people that elected the president, I think they are concerned about this debt, and they're certainly concerned, as you just said, when we're paying more in interest payments than on defense. So is there a point that they do start to care? Does your budget solve that?
I think what the American people care about is a fiscal policy that is pursued that balances the needs of economic growth. And so, yes, I do think they care about debt. I do think they care about deficits. I do think they care about how their roads are. I do think they care about whether their communities have job growth.
Do you think the people of America care more about themselves or their children? And particularly the children of tomorrow, the children that might not yet exist in America?
I think they care deeply about their children, and that's why they think about things like preschool.
But the children of tomorrow, those children that do not yet exist. We had a sampling of the American people right now where they say, no, give me my food stamp, give me my unemployment check, give me my road, give me whatever, and put the debt on people that aren't old enough or don't exist yet, so and they won't vote, right? So we don't have to worry about it, because that's what I hear you saying, that the people in the here and now are more important than the children of tomorrow.
I apologize if that's what you take from my comments. What I mean to say by my comments is that we need to consider all the issues that are in front of us. The debt and what people have to pay in the future is an important one. Defending our nation is another important one. Making sure that those children that are born now and in the future have preschool is another. And I think the question that we all face, that this hearing is about and the budget is about, is how you balance those considerations. That's what I think we're all trying to have a conversation about.
Thank you. Ms.